Hey Stoic friends, win the morning and you win the day. That's not just a saying, it's a law of life. Because how you rise determines how you face the world. But most people? They lose the moment they open their eyes. They don't even realize it. They roll over, grab their phone, and before they've even said good morning to their own soul, they've let the outside world hijack their mind. Notifications, opinions, chaos. It all floods in, polluting the mind before the day has even begun. They've already lost, and they don't even know it. But not you, not anymore. If you're watching this, it's because something inside you is done living like that. You're not here to float through the day hoping things get better. You're here to take command. Because the way you start your morning doesn't just set the tone for the day. It shapes your mindset, your discipline, your direction. It programs your spirit to either rise or rot. Stoicism isn't about sitting calmly in the storm. It's about walking into that storm with purpose. It's about being grounded while the world spins. It's about preparing your mind for war. So when life hits you, and it will, you're not shaken, you're sharpened. Marcus Aurelius, the great Stoic emperor, didn't start his day by hoping the world would be kind. He started by training his mind to stay strong, regardless of what came. He said, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a privilege it is to be alive, to think, to enjoy, to love." That's not poetic fluff. That's fuel. That's fire. That's a reminder that every sunrise is a second chance to live with intention. Because the morning is sacred, it's where greatness is either forged or forgotten. It's the space where warriors are built and weakness is destroyed. And every minute you waste in that space, you lose ground in the war for your soul. The people who win, who truly win, don't start their mornings reacting. They start by creating, by breathing, by focusing, by locking into the man or woman they want to become. Because your morning is a message to the universe. It's you saying, "This is who I am. This is who I choose to be." So, if you're tired of waking up to anxiety, to noise, to doubt, then it's time to change the rules. Not with fluff, not with gimmicks, with ancient fire. With Stoic wisdom forged in the fires of war, loss, pain, and victory. I'm about to give you 7 Stoic rules that will rewire your mornings for power, for clarity, and for unstoppable focus. These are not morning habits. They are mental commands. They are your weapons, your edge, your armor. Follow them, and you won't just win the morning. You'll win your life. Let's begin. Number 1. Wake up with purpose, not pressure. That's how a Stoic begins the day, not by reacting to chaos, but by commanding it. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "At dawn, when you have trouble getting out of bed, tell yourself, 'I have to go to work,' as a human being." Understand what that means. He didn't say you have to go to work as a machine, or as a slave to the clock. He said, as a human being, with reason, with power, with purpose. Most people wake up, and the first thing they do is lose. They lose to distraction. They lose to hesitation. They lose to a screen filled with someone else's life. But you, if you're walking the Stoic path, you rise with fire. You don't just wake up to make it through the day. You wake up to take it. Purpose is not a feeling. It's not motivation. It's a decision you make before your feet ever touch the floor. You don't ask yourself how tired you feel. You ask yourself, who do I want to be today? What do I want to conquer? What fear do I need to silence? What weakness must die so strength can live? That's how a Stoic thinks. That's how a warrior rises. Because your first thoughts are not random. They're ritual. They're training. They're setting the tone for your entire existence. If your first thoughts are filled with fear, dread, and distraction, the rest of your day will follow that script. But if your first thoughts are filled with conviction, gratitude, and clarity, then you've already won, before the sun even fully rises. Do not wake up and reach for your phone. Wake up and reach for your soul, for your mission. Because the battlefield begins the moment your eyes open, and you either take control of that battlefield, or you get crushed by it. The world will try to rush you, distract you, break your rhythm. That's why you must start the day in control. Set the tone. Don't let the world decide how you feel. Don't let someone's comment or a headline decide your energy. You decide. You own this moment. You own your attitude. You own your actions. And it all starts the moment you rise. So, rise like a Stoic. Rise like someone with a reason. Rise like your name, your character, your legacy depends on how you move in the first hour. Because it does. Most men are prisoners of comfort. They beg for 5 more minutes of sleep while their destiny slips further away. But not you. You get up. You rise. Not because it's easy, but because it's necessary. Because this is the life you chose. Because greatness doesn't visit the lazy. It blesses the prepared. And when your alarm rings tomorrow morning, don't hit snooze. Don't hesitate. Stand up with power, with purpose, and say it out loud. I have work to do as a human being. Then go conquer the day. Number 2. Master the first hour, and the rest will follow. Seneca said it best. Each day is a life in miniature. That means how you live your morning is how you live your life. And most people, they hand over that sacred first hour like it means nothing. They wake up and instantly give their mind away, scrolling, reacting, drowning in noise. But not you. Because if you want to command your life, you must first command the morning. The first hour of your day is not ordinary. It's sacred. It's your kingdom before the world invades. It's the one moment you have to build yourself before the world tries to break you. And if you don't take it seriously, you'll spend the rest of your day chasing clarity you could have claimed at sunrise. So, how do Stoics begin? With silence, with intention, with presence. The first hour is not for emails. It's not for messages. It's not for reacting to the world. It's for building the foundation of who you are. You begin with breath, stillness, a moment of gratitude that you woke up at all, because millions didn't. Then you journal, not to impress anyone, but to understand yourself. You ask, what do I fear today? What will I face? Who do I want to be when pressure hits? You face yourself before the world faces you. That is power. That is Stoic discipline. Then move your body. Not just to stay fit, but to awaken your spirit. Walk, stretch, train. Because motion creates momentum. The Stoics believed in physical strength, not as vanity, but as preparation. Life will test your body as much as your mind. Be ready. Next, read something that feeds your soul. 1 page from Marcus Aurelius. 1 idea from Epictetus. A single sentence of wisdom can redirect the trajectory of your whole day. And finally, speak. Speak your affirmations. Speak your values. Speak your truth into existence. Remind yourself of your power. Remind yourself what you stand for. Because once the chaos begins, once the world starts pulling at you, demanding from you, testing you, you don't rise to the occasion. You fall to the level of your preparation. That first hour is the level. That first hour is your edge. Build it like a fortress. Protect it like your life depends on it. Because it does. When you give that hour away, you give away control. But when you master it, you become unshakable. No matter what comes later, you're already centered, already calm, already clear. Most people live like leaves blown in the wind, scattered, fragile, directionless. But you're not most people. You're building a different life, a stronger life, and it starts at dawn. So, tomorrow morning, don't just wake up. Build yourself, brick by brick, breath by breath, thought by thought. Before the world gets loud, get silent. Before the chaos begins, get clear. That is how you become unstoppable. That is how you win the day, by winning the hour no one else is willing to protect. Number 3, feed your mind before the world does. Epictetus once said, "The key is to keep company only with people who uplift you, whose presence calls forth your best." But it's not just people. It's also the thoughts, the words, the energy you allow into your mind the moment you wake up. Because the truth is, most people lose the battle for the day before they even leave their bedroom. They pick up their phone, and instantly, they're bombarded. Notifications, bad news, mindless gossip. They're absorbing chaos, comparison, fear, before they've even had a moment to be still. But you're not here to be like most people. You're here to rise above that, to think like a Stoic, to live like a warrior. And that begins with feeding your mind the right fuel before the world tries to poison it. A Stoic mind is a guarded mind. You don't leave it open to random noise. You protect your thoughts the same way a soldier protects a fortress. You choose what enters. You choose what shapes your inner world. And in the morning, when your mind is most open, most impressionable, that choice is critical. So, what do you feed it? You feed it wisdom. You feed it strength. You feed it the kind of thoughts that build resilience, not weakness. Pick up a book. Read Seneca. Read Marcus Aurelius. Read Epictetus. Even if it's just one page, one paragraph, one line. Because that one line can become your anchor for the day. If you prefer to listen, put on something that breathes fire into your soul. A powerful voice. A message that reminds you who you are and what you're capable of. Don't just scroll. Don't just consume. Curate. Be intentional. Your mental diet is just as important as your physical one. And just like junk food weakens the body, junk information weakens the mind. Meditation is another weapon in your arsenal. It's not just about peace. It's about clarity. It's about returning to yourself before the world tries to tell you who to be. Sit. Breathe. Remind yourself, I control my thoughts. I control my response. I am the master of this day. You don't need 30 minutes. You need presence. You need intention. Because here's the truth. You become what you consume. If you feed your mind fear, you will act out of fear. If you feed it negativity, you will speak and think in shadows. But if you feed it strength, you will act with courage. If you feed it truth, you will move through life with clarity and power. So, feed your mind before the world gets a chance to. Beat the chaos to your thoughts. Build your mindset before others try to break it. Make your mind a sanctuary, not a battlefield. Start every day like a Stoic, with wisdom, discipline, and control. You don't need the world's noise. You need your inner voice. And when that voice is built on truth, no outside force can shake you. Number 4, move your body to command your mind. Marcus Aurelius wasn't just a philosopher, he was a warrior. He trained in wrestling. He trained his body as fiercely as he trained his thoughts, because he understood a truth most modern minds have forgotten. Your body is not separate from your mind. They are connected. They are allies. They are weapons, and both must be sharpened. In the morning, when you move your body, you are doing more than exercise. You are sending a message to yourself and the world. I do not surrender to comfort. I do not bow to weakness. I move because I choose to move. And that act of choice, that act of discipline, builds a mental fortress. Most people wake up and immediately fall into their patterns. Slow, tired, passive. They drag themselves through the first hour like they're already defeated. But a Stoic sees the morning as an opportunity to prove something deeper. You don't need to feel motivated. You need to move. Motion creates momentum, and momentum rewires the mind. Even just 20 minutes of pushing your body, sweating, stretching, lifting, breathing, can shift your entire mental state. It's not about six-pack abs. It's not about showing off. It's not about performance. It's about power. It's about telling your mind, I command this machine. I own this day. Epictetus was a crippled slave, yet he taught the world how to master the soul. If he could rise through pain, what excuse do we have to sit still, to live soft? Movement is not about fitness. It's about freedom. Every drop of sweat is a drop of weakness leaving your system. Every push-up, every squat, every step is a declaration. I will not be ruled by comfort. And let's be clear, comfort is not your friend. Comfort is a liar. It whispers that you can skip today and be strong tomorrow. It says, rest now, work later. But Stoicism teaches us the opposite. You train now. You fight now, because life doesn't wait, and weakness never sleeps. When you move your body with purpose, you create an energy that lingers throughout the day. Your spine is straighter. Your decisions are sharper. Your emotions are steadier. That workout becomes armor, and the more consistent you are, the thicker that armor becomes. So, make it your ritual. Wake, move, conquer, walk, run, lift, breathe. Feel the blood in your veins. Feel the power in your posture. Don't wait to feel like it. Do it, and the feeling will follow. Your body doesn't need permission. It needs leadership. Train like Marcus. Think like Seneca. Rise like Epictetus. A strong body is a declaration of self-respect. It is the echo of discipline, and it is the foundation of a strong mind. So, tomorrow morning, don't hesitate. Move. Own your body. Command your life. Because when the body obeys, the mind becomes unshakable. And when the mind is unshakable, nothing can stop you. Number 5. Visualize obstacles, then dominate them. Seneca said, "A man who has anticipated the coming of troubles takes away their power when they arrive." That's not fear. That's preparation. That's strength. The Stoic doesn't wait for life to go wrong. The Stoic trains for it before the storm comes. Before you leave your home, before you face the chaos of the world, take 5 minutes. Just 5. Close your eyes, breathe, and then see everything that could go wrong. Picture the traffic, the delays, the disrespect, the criticism, the problems, the unexpected fires that demand to be put out. Don't run from them. Run toward them, in your mind. This practice is called premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of evils. The ancient Stoics used it like armor, because the moment you can see the obstacle in advance, you've already begun to disarm it. If you only live your day hoping nothing goes wrong, you'll be shattered the moment it does. But if you expect the resistance, if you rehearse it, you meet it like a warrior. Calm, composed, unbreakable. You see, most people crumble under pressure because they never trained for it. They live reactively, not proactively. The Stoic flips the script. We don't flinch. We don't panic. We anticipate. We adapt. We dominate. So tomorrow, before the world rushes at you, rush at it in your mind. Picture the difficult coworker, the rude stranger, the unexpected setback. Then picture yourself handling it with total poise. Picture yourself breathing through stress. Picture yourself responding with wisdom instead of reacting with emotion. This isn't about being negative. This isn't about expecting failure. It's about being ready, and readiness is power. Epictetus reminded us, it's not things that disturb us, but our view of them. So shift your view before the event even happens. Don't wait for the wave to crash. Brace for it, ride it, control it. Do this every morning, and something strange will happen. You'll stop fearing what could go wrong, because you've already seen it. You've already walked through it. You've already won the battle in your mind, and that mental rehearsal gives you an edge. While others freeze, you move. While others complain, you solve. While others break, you bend and come back stronger. This is the Stoic edge. This is warrior wisdom. You don't become emotionally invincible by accident. You build it every morning, brick by brick, thought by thought. So, when life throws a punch, you smile. You say, I trained for this. Because you did. You turned worry into a weapon. You turned fear into fuel. You turned every possible setback into an opportunity to prove your strength. That's Stoicism. That's power. That's how you win before the day even begins. Number 6, speak power into your life. Words are not just sounds. They are commands. They are blueprints. They are incantations that shape your mind, your mood, and your mission. Every morning, before the world tries to label you, define you, or distract you, you speak into existence who you are. You remind your soul that you're not here to beg for strength. You were born with it. Marcus Aurelius didn't wait for motivation to show up. He reminded himself of what already lived inside him. And you must do the same. Look yourself in the mirror and say it loud. I am not a slave to emotion. I am unshakable. I will make progress, not excuses. I will respond with reason, not react with weakness. These are not empty affirmations. These are Stoic affirmations. They are not designed to boost your ego. They are designed to train your mind. Because what you say repeatedly becomes what you believe, and what you believe becomes how you act. You don't whisper strength, you declare it. You don't wait to feel powerful. You speak power until you become it. The Stoics understood this deeply. Epictetus taught that we are disturbed not by things, but by the views we take of them. So, change the view. Rewire the narrative. Because if you wake up and say, today will be hard, I'm tired, I can't handle this, then your mind will go find proof to support that. But if you wake up and say, today I conquer, today I own my response, today I build unshakable discipline, then your mind will find ways to prove that too. You are programming your mental software every morning with your words, either with poison or with power. And power always begins with choice. You choose the script. You choose the story. Don't let your doubts write your morning. Don't let your fears write your mindset. You take the pen and you write the truth, even if you don't feel it at first, especially if you don't feel it. Speak it anyway. Speak until it's real. Speak until your thoughts obey. This isn't cheesy self-help. This is ancient mental warfare. The Spartans shouted before battle. The Stoics whispered truth to themselves before chaos. You do the same, because a quiet voice of strength in the morning will echo louder than all the noise of the world. So, say it now, and say it every morning. Say it like a warrior. Say it like someone who knows that their words are weapons. I am not a slave to emotion. I am unshakable. I will make progress, not excuses. I will respond with reason, not react with weakness. Let those words be your armor. Let them echo in your chest. Let them carry you through storms, setbacks, and silence. Because the one who speaks power into their life each morning does not stumble through the day. They lead it, they own it, they dominate it. So speak your power and then live it. Number 7. Attack the hardest task first. Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." And the first battle of mastery begins with the task you fear the most. Every morning there's something staring you in the face. The thing you avoid, the thing you postpone, the thing that makes you uncomfortable. And that is exactly the thing you must face first, not later, not when it's convenient. First. Why? Because doing the hard thing builds something the easy path never will: resilience. Most people start their mornings with low-hanging fruit. They check emails, sip coffee, scroll through distractions, and convince themselves they're being productive. But they're not. They're hiding. They're retreating from the work that matters, the uncomfortable, meaningful, character-forging work. A Stoic doesn't hide. A Stoic attacks. A Stoic doesn't wait for motivation. A Stoic uses discipline like a blade and cuts straight into the heart of resistance. That thing you dread, that's your training ground. That's the thing that will build your grit, your confidence, your edge. When you start your day by doing the hardest task, you're telling your mind, "I am in charge here." You're taking the reins before the world can hand you distractions, excuses, or weakness. You're conditioning your nervous system to lean into difficulty, not retreat from it. And every day you do this, you get stronger. You become a little more dangerous, a little more disciplined, a little more unshakable. The truth is, discomfort is a gift. It reveals where the real growth is hiding. And when you lean into it instead of running from it, you turn pain into power. You forge a mind that doesn't flinch when life punches. You become the type of person who says, "I've already done the hardest thing today. The rest, that's light work." This is why the Stoics practiced voluntary hardship. They walked in the cold. They trained in discomfort. They chose difficulty, not because they enjoyed suffering, but because they knew it made them stronger than anything the world could throw at them. You do the same. Every morning, find the mountain you've been avoiding and climb it. Write the difficult email. Make the tough call. Take the cold shower. Do the reps you want to skip. Face the fear you've been dancing around, not because it's easy, not because you want to, but because it makes you hard to break. That's the mindset. That's the code. Because once you've crushed the hardest thing before 9 a.m., the rest of the day bends to your will. It's not about checking boxes. It's about building a spirit that doesn't fold. So, tomorrow morning, don't drift. Don't delay. Don't negotiate with fear. Attack. Strike fast. Strike hard. And remind yourself that you are not here to play small. You are here to lead, to rise, to master yourself. And in doing so, master the day. The world belongs to those who rise early and rise strong. Not to the ones who hit snooze. Not to the ones who wait for motivation. But to the ones who choose discipline before dawn, who take command of their mind before the world has a chance to interfere. Win the morning, and you don't just have a productive day. You create a life of momentum, clarity, and inner strength. A fire fueled by purpose, by preparation, and by the refusal to live on autopilot. Now the choice is yours. You can go back to drifting, reacting to life, waiting for things to change, wasting your mornings and wasting your potential. Or you can rise, win, and live like a warrior. Stoicism is not about cold detachment. It's about fierce intention. It's about walking into the day with calm eyes and a sharp mind, knowing that whatever happens, you are ready. So, if you're done being soft, subscribe to the channel, like, comment, and share this with someone who needs to wake up. Because greatness doesn't sleep in. Greatness doesn't scroll. Greatness doesn't beg for peace. It gets up before the world and takes it by the throat. Win the morning. Win the day. Win your life.